Hello, my name is Alex, and I am here with an Escape Room in a Box review. My husband and I really enjoy escape rooms in a box, and we have been playing them for a few years now. We've played at least a dozen. We really enjoy them. And Unlock is a series that is new to us. We have played two other Unlock games. We played an easy game and a medium game in a different set, and I just got this set. So tonight my husband and I played the Night of the Boogeymen, which is the easy game in this set, and we really enjoyed it. So last time we played an Unlock game, we played a medium level, and we found it really challenging for just two people, and it was not really an enjoyable experience because we ended up using a lot of hints. So I decided this time around, let's not use as many hints. Let's just let the clock run, and if it goes, if we take a lot of time, that's okay. I would rather enjoy the experience by figuring out the puzzles myself than just using a bunch of hints trying to get a good time. So that was like a good mindset because it made the game a lot more enjoyable for us this time. We ended up using only 2 hints, and one of them I do feel was for a puzzle that it was a jump in logic, and so that was not my favorite puzzle because I feel like it would have been very difficult to figure out without a hint, so to speak. So, I like ones that kind of make sense, obviously. Anyway, but overall we did have a good experience. It probably took us 2 hours. My phone died in the middle of us playing, so I don't have an accurate timer because when I went back to the game, it restarted the timer. So I don't have an accurate number of stars that we actually would have gotten, or an accurate amount of time. In all truth, I think it probably would have, maybe it didn't take us 2 hours, but the clock was at about 2 hours when my phone died. However, something about this game is that if you enter a code wrong, they take away from your time. So it is kind of hard to get an accurate time count because they're penalizing you constantly. And that's something that's a little bit of a complaint I have with Unlock games is you get penalized if you use a machine wrong on the app. You get penalized if you do a code wrong. If you flip over a card that you don't need but you think you need, you get penalized. So there's a lot of penalties. So it makes the game even more challenging. And we enjoy trying out different codes, just like you would at a real escape room. Generally, we've never had the experience where we go to a real escape room and we get penalized for, trying a code on the lock that doesn't work. So that's not my favorite about the game, the penalties right and left, because I like to go, well, let's try this far-fetched thing, just see if it works, because you never know. And now it's like I feel like you have to be so certain before you enter it. Takes away a little bit of the fun for me, but I still really enjoyed this game. And I have some general tips for you. Since it's our third game, we figured out a little bit as we went along. So there is a tutorial in every game, and if you play the tutorial, you should understand how to play Unlocked. And it's nice because it's like a 15-minute tutorial, or maybe less, and then you know how to play the game. And it's much more fun than reading directions to just quickly play this game that gives you directions as you go. But something that we didn't pay attention to the first 2 times we played is that when you turn over a new card or when you enter a code on the app, generally it will tell you which cards you can now discard. And we didn't pay a lot of attention to that. We were in a hurry. We're trying to get the best time right, so we're just like shove off to the side. Then later down the road, we're totally confused. Did we use this card? Did we not use this card? Is this card still supposed to be out? So here's a tip for you. Please have a real discard pile for those cards to discard. And when you turn it over, pay attention to that. Okay, we need to set these cards aside, and we need to get these cards. So that helped. We did that this time. And be organized with your cards. So generally, in every Unlock game that we played so far, you'll get a couple room cards, and they have a bunch of numbers on them of other cards. So for example, like for this one, you'll have and this is not a spoiler, you have a picture of a child's bedroom, and then, there's a lamp card too, or whatever else is in the room. So try to keep those together. You know, room card at the top and then the different objects in the room. It just is helpful to kind of figure out what goes together. Just be organized with your cards. Helps a lot. Another tip for you that, again, took us a while to figure out. You want to, if you try a code and it doesn't work, you want to make sure you write that down and write down that it didn't work. Because I'm pretty sure multiple times when we played previously, I was entering the same code because I couldn't remember, did I already try this number? You know, when there's a few where you're like, is that a 7 or a 1 or something like that. So it's really important to write down what codes don't work because the app is not going to tell you, and they're going to penalize you every time, even if you already tried that code. So just be organized. Make sure to cross out what you have tried and discard what you need to discard. So those are my tips for all the unlocked games. Those are my tips, and they'll help you in all of them. So anyway, they're enjoyable. Another tip I'm going to throw in is to imagine this object in real life and really try to picture it. There is definitely some abstract thinking involved in these games, and you have to really imagine that you're there in that room. And without, giving any spoilers away, it's just you just really have to think abstractly sometimes and imagine that you're there. So anyway, overall, we enjoyed this game. It may be because we approach it with a different method, but so far this has been my favorite unlock game of the group. And it was cute. Oh my goodness. Look, you can see it right now. The cartooniness was adorable. It interacted with the app super well, which I hadn't noticed in the last ones we played, but I think this is a little bit of a newer game compared to the previous games we played. The app did some really cool things that went with the cards, and that was really creative and exciting. So, yeah, it was enjoyable. You do need an app. You need the Unlock app in order to play. And make sure your phone is charged, unlike me. There's another tip for you. So anyway, overall, enjoyable game. Only one puzzle that felt super far-fetched. And we enjoyed it. We look forward to playing more. When we get to the hard level, we may have some other people over because we found the medium level pretty challenging with the two of us. And we haven't tried a hard level yet. So, but easy level with 2 people, I think is pretty good. Pretty good level of challenge. So anyway, I hope that this review helps you and that you enjoyed playing.